Finally, the fog is lifting. The sun is coming out. I'm about 30 miles in, approaching a quarter done. So it's going to be a glorious day. So yeah, time to press on. Hello there, fellow roadies, all you mountain bikers and all you gravel bike guys. Welcome to another video by Cycling the Matrix. And today I'm going to talk about the most recent big ride I did, the coast to coast to coast. So, Strava stats. It was 185 miles. 12 hours, 47 minutes and 33 seconds of moving time, and 10,114 feet of elevation, which is what, like 3,000 meters, just over. I think 1,000 meters is like 3,300 feet. So yeah, it'd be just like 3,000 meters. So this was like my big goal for 2022, and I've had like a bit of a crisis of confidence this year. I did get like a big ride earlier in the year. I'm gonna see if I can find it. Training log. Which really knocked my confidence, because like I do a lot of big rides. I think it was in May, so let's just have a look. May. Going up, scrolling through May. Here we go. And that ride was on an article I basically saw by the 100 Climbs guy, and he'd done 7 of the national hill climbs in a day, or the 7 of the Derbyshire national hill climbs. So there's 7 that have been used for the national hill climbs in Derbyshire, and he'd done 7 of them in one day. And it's a ride I wanted to emulate, so I did a bit of online snooping and managed to find his route. So that day, I think it was the Jubilee weekend. So on the Thursday, I drove all the way to, well, it wasn't that far, all the way. It was about a 45-minute drive to Ripley, and I set off to do the ride. And I don't know if you know the climbs, but it's in my description. So Holly Lane, Winnett's Pass, Peaslows, Long Hill, Rowsley Bar and Ryber, and Bank is in there as well, and that's the one that I managed to miss out, hence 6 of the 7 national hill climbs. And I found this ride really tough, like average speed 13 miles an hour. Alright, it was a decent bit of climbing, again like a 3,000 meters in proper cyclist speed. And I really struggled on this ride, and maybe it was down to me not fueling right, maybe it was down to me just underestimating the hills, but by the time I'd got to the last one, Ryber Bank, which is a beast, I mean the start of it is okay, but when you get to the top it's savage, and it really knocked my confidence when I got back to the car that I wasn't as fit as I thought I was, and a lot of things. So it's really affected me over the last few months. So when I came to do the coast to coast to coast, which was my like big goal for 2022, I was really struggling to think if I could do it. My presenting style today is really bad. I've been thinking all day about the video I'm going to do, and I was thinking I'm going to be really peppy, I'm going to like really improve my presenting style, and then as soon as you like, you can think all these things, and as soon as you like press record, you turn into like a little schoolgirl. You're like, I feel really timid. So I'm really trying to pep it up and seem like a bit more pizzazz. But in a minute, it's not coming. But I'm trying. I'm going to get there. I'm going to keep doing it. And I'm going to learn how to read on camera without sounding like a complete idiot. But we'll get there. So back to the ride. So basically, I set off from my house about 8 o'clock on Friday night, last Friday. And I drove to Cresswell, which is one weird place, believe me. So here we go. Cresswell in Northumberland, just here. I found where I was going to park. Excuse me. I found where I planned to park, which was just a little car park right on the beach. You can see there, right on the beach. Small, really small car park. So I got there about 1:30 in the morning. It was super, super foggy, and it took me a little while to find it. And then I got out, managed to park up, got my sleeping bag out, managed to grab about 3-4 hours sleep. And my initial plan was to set off at like 5 o'clock, because I knew if I wanted to get back before dark, then I was going to have to leave early. But obviously I woke up about 4:30, still super foggy, dark. So I was like, I can't start yet. I'm going to have to wait. So I waited till about 7:30, managed to set off, get all my kit ready, managed to set off for like, I think I actually started the ride. We can go back, let's have a look. It should say somewhere, yeah, 7:22. That's me, by the way, in one of my better pictures. 7:22 in the morning. And I set off. I got to Morpeth, and that, if you see that little there, that's me going to Costa and fueling up for a little bit. And maybe I got the fueling wrong in this ride 100%. So I made my way through Morpeth, through the heart of Northumberland, and to a place called Colliford, which is right on the river. And I knew there was like a little cafe there, right just there. So I managed to get some more food, and I set off. And this climb now, it climbs right up onto Military Road, which is right near Hadrian's Wall. So I was basically following the whole length of Hadrian's Wall all the way into Cumbria. And just here where I took that sharp right and then left again, right, basically here is where Cumbria starts. And I got took over by like 100 guys on like Harley Davidsons, which was interesting. So through there, this is now in Cumbria, and it was quite flat, to be honest, for Cumbria. So here, this is the beginning of the coast. Apparently here, Metal Bridge, that's a bridge that goes into Scotland. So this side is actually Scotland. See, like there, Gretna, and this side is England. So you have to follow the course round here, cross the river, and then basically follow the coastline till you get to Bowness on Solway, which is a very interesting place. I didn't want to linger there long, put it that way. Just reduce that. And you can see there, Solway, coast to coast, outward leg. Somewhere on this route, I looked on my GPS, which is a Wahoo Bolt version 2, and there's an issue with the route. The route wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be. Although it said like 192 miles on the map screen when you load the route, it actually ended somewhere here in Carlisle. And the original route, excuse me, my boss is cheap and my light goes off after about 5 minutes. So it ended somewhere here. So my original route was to come back through along here, all the way through like some of the Lake District and some super hilly bits, and then join back up somewhere near Morpeth. But I was sort of between a rock and a hard place because I only had one charge worth in my charging block. So it was either charge my phone and use the Strava route on my phone, and risk my GPS running out of charge, or actually suck it up and see, return the way I came, just using my Wahoo Bolt, charge that up and have my phone. Now, I didn't want to risk not having my phone because, I'm basically in the middle of nowhere on my own, like 200 miles from home. And if I didn't have my phone with a decent amount of charging, I could be in trouble. Sorry, back again. Yeah, I could be in trouble. One of the big things about endurance riding and doing like a double century or something like a long distance like that, you should let somebody know where you are. Don't ever just go off on your own and not let somebody know like your route, and that you'll check in with them every now and again just to make sure that you're safe. Like I just phone my wife or text my wife every couple of hours just to let her know I was good. So I had to return the way I came, and that was tough. There was not a lot of shops, or another thing about big riding is you want to plan enough places to stop because you can only carry a certain amount of food. So if you're not carrying enough food and water, and it was a super hot day, like it was like 30 degrees, and I was struggling with water and not having anywhere to stop and actually feed up. You could have blamed it on me because like pubs and stuff like that, that's not places I'd want to stop. I could have easily stopped at a pub and fed up and got as much food, like I could have had a proper meal, but I didn't because can be a bit introverted, and like stopping at pubs and with strange people, it's not always my bag, whereas like a shop I can just go in, pay for something and go back. So like on the way back, you can see like here the elevation profile, it started to ramp up when I got out back into Northumberland, because this whole bit in the middle, that's the flat part of Cumbria. So again, it started to ramp up, and this climb back up basically onto the ridge where Adrian's Wall is, the military road, was absolute torture. Every minute seemed like an hour, and time just seemed to compress, and I was like, I don't know if I've got it in me. And I just had to hang in. And I knew somewhere, once I got up onto the ridge and then dropped down again, let me see if I can find it. I think it's like 2 stones or something like that. 4 stones, there we go. 2 stones. Just there's a garage. Literally that garage was about to shut. He was just locking up, and I managed to get in there. And the guy said, "You're lucky, I'm just shutting up." But he let me have, I got like 3 bottles of water, I got like a coffee, a drink of pop, some crisps, and I was literally coming round this corner further down here, and I felt sick and I thought I was going to throw up, and that was just from lack of food and energy expended. I mean, I know that like the GPS counter for calories isn't like super accurate, but it was saying like 8,000 calories used, and there's no way I'd put anywhere near that into my body. It was more like 1,000, if that. So I knew I had to fuel up. So I stopped here for about 10 minutes, drank as much water as I could, drank the pop, drank the cold can of coffee, ate the bag of crisps even though I didn't want it, or forced myself to eat it, and then I set off again. And basically then it had cooled down from the heat, and every bit then, when I started to, every mile then, just I felt better and I felt stronger. Look, Homer's Lane, The Simpsons. Oh, sorry. So yeah, every mile after that, I started to feel stronger, started to feel better, and I started to speed up considerably. Obviously, like you can see the profile here as well, I was coming generally downhill then, so you're going to be faster. I had a bit of a tailwind, so I managed to get back to Morpeth, and it was just starting to get dark, and I knew I had that far to go by then, because this is Morpeth here. It was just starting to get dark, and I was like, I know I'm going to get like an hour's ride in the dark, which I didn't really want, but couldn't be helped. And the closer I got back to Cresswell, the more misty and horrible it got. So I set off in mist, I got back in mist, but I finally managed to get back about 10:30. And I kind of had mixed feelings. I was really happy that I'd done a coast to coast to coast, and it was my big goal, but I was also kind of demoralised because that whole thing, since the ride I spoke about before till now, that last couple of months, I've really been struggling with my confidence. And I guess like what I'm trying to say in this video is confidence is a massive thing. Sorry, I had a bit of a moment there. Yeah, confidence is a massive thing, and I'm a kind of person who struggles with confidence, and I struggle with like everyday interactions with people, and I struggle with everyday, just every day, you know. And I know a lot of people also struggle, and it's kind of hard to put into words, and I think like a lot of people have got into cycling. Like for me, if you speak to my wife, she'll tell you how much cycling changed my life. It gave me so much more confidence in myself. But I'd say the last 4 or 5 years, I've been like an upwards curve with cycling. I've been stronger, I've done longer rides, I've just been like improving. And this is probably the first year where I've had a bit of a flatten and then started to feel that I haven't been improving. And that's kind of hit my all-round confidence quite a lot. And I know there's probably not anyone watching this, or probably just like my mate or a couple of people. But I want to say to everyone out there, like, you're not alone if you're struggling with confidence. You're not alone if you're struggling with like improving yourself day by day, or you're struggling with interactions with people. I mean, I'm struggling today to even make this video and sound coherent. To me, this whole thing's been a bit of a disaster. But on this ride, this is also why I wanted to like highlight this ride. I kind of thought to myself on the way back, one of the things that kept me going on like the trudge back was, I want to do this thing. I want to like try and be a YouTuber and make a success of it. And the only way I'm going to do it is by actually doing it. You know, it's not, I'm like an idea in my head thinking one day I want to do this, but never actually doing it. It's never going to materialize. But the only way I'm going to get better and improve is by making videos. And the only way I'm going to like become better at it is by actually doing it. And I know at the start it's going to be rubbish. And I try and like equate that to everything I've done where I've started something and I'm improved. Like I used to play a lot of darts, and when I started I was absolutely awful, and then I got to a point where I was playing like county players and I was giving them a game and beating them, and that was just because I was determined to improve. And the same when I started cycling. I remember I got a mountain bike and I was going like 3 miles and I was absolutely shattered. And then when I got my first road bike, people were like, old guys were going past me and they were like, "Morning, son." And I'd be like 9-10 miles an hour and they'd just be absolutely kicking my ass. And I was like, I'm just going to stick with it. And I did stick with it and I improved. And I got to the point where a lot of people, a lot of my peers consider me a strong cyclist. And I always knew I could have that crisis of confidence where it could all disappear. But I kept my focus and I kept improving, and I think that's what's going to happen hopefully with YouTube. So yeah, this video has been a bit of a meandering thing, and like I've done this ride, and I find it hard to feel proud of it because of how much I've been struggling lately. Sorry, I'm getting a bit emotional. So I'm just trying to speak from the heart, as like we all start out somewhere. Like every journey starts with a step. Every bike ride starts with a pedal stroke. Everything that you want to do in life and improve at, you have to start somewhere. So like somebody might come across this video and think, God, this guy sucks. He's so bad at it. And I'm hoping like in a year, you'll come back and see him, like you'll come back and go, oh, I like this guy's videos. Let's look back to like his oldest video. Because sometimes when I see YouTubers I go, oh, I wonder how they were at the start. So I check out their very first video. And man, it's such a difference from then to how they are now. And I'm hoping that just like when I played darts, just like when I started cycling, I'm going to improve and get better. I'm going to find my little niche as a YouTuber and improve. So yeah, it's a bit of a mixed bag today's video. I've struggled to make it, but I've got through it. And I just want to say to everyone out there who struggles, or even if you're just watching this, thank you so much for watching it. And just like leave a like or something, a little remark in the comments. And yeah, just hit me up and, see where I can go from here. So everybody out there, pedal safe, and maybe the next video will be better than this one. Adios.